Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I have another junior composition book project for you. This one using one of my favorite books, Bambi. I added some little daisy trim, and you guys, this one is such an easy one to do for beginners. And I'm going to take you step by step through it in this tutorial. Bambi is still available to purchase new. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at mylittlegoldenbooks.com. I happen to thrift this one. So stick around for the details at the end of the video where I let you know how I just love giving away my projects every week on Lene Creates to one of my subscriber friends. So stick around for the details on that, and let's get started. Let's take a look at this cute little paperback Bambi book that I got at the thrift store. I don't think I paid, well, I always shop at 50% off day, so I don't think I paid $2.50 for this. I think there was another sticker on it that fell off, but I think it was about $1. That's usually what I go for. So really cute. Actually it's a book that comes with a record, but it didn't come with a record. A little 33. So really nice colors, and love the artwork, of course. And I think these are going to fit really nicely to our composition book, which is 4 7/8 inch tall and 7.5 inches long. All right, so we can take some of the pages like this and just really focus on that artwork. I'm going to be using some of the text in some fun ways. But yeah, this was a great find. I knew immediately what I was going to do with it. I was like, that, yay! And I just love this one. This might even go on the cover. Okay, yeah, this is the pocket. How cute. That's the pocket for the record. All right, so for the paper pack that we're going to be using, if I can find it in all my stuff, we're going to be using Simply Stripes, which is a paper pack from Hot Off the Press. Here we are. And you get 24 coordinating sheets, 6 by 6, and I think you get 4 of each one. So these are the colors, okay? Blue, red, yellow, green, and brown. And then on the other side, it's just a reverse stripe, so it's mostly white with the brown. I think I'm going to be using like yellow, green, brown. I think we're going to try to stay in that, but probably not the red. All right, so this is my technique for adding pages to the composition book. So as I said before, the composition book is 4 7/8 inch tall and 7.5 inches long. I like to take a wood ruler or a ruler that has a metal edge on it. That's most helpful. It doesn't have to be a wood ruler. And then you're just going to put that edge right up against the red line, and then just going to tear. Now I like to have a really chunky kind of torn look like that, all right? Because then I just take a little line of glue and I put it right here, and I'll demonstrate that shortly. And then I just cut down my paper to it's 6 inches wide, and it's the same height as the book, 4 7/8 of an inch. And then I just glue that on there, and then it has kind of this little decorative tear there. If you don't like that, you can just cut with scissors along that red line, or you could take an X-Acto knife and put a craft mat under it and then cut it straight. Whatever you would like to do. I prefer the torn edge. All right, so then we're going to start adding pages in next. I used a staple remover to just remove the staples on the binding of this book, and that way when I open it up, I have full signatures like this, and that way I can just see more easily what I can use. And it's nice to be able to keep the full signatures because I could use these in another journal. Now for my cover, I'm going to wait on that, but I did want to show you. I cut down some paper. Well, first of all, I wanted to show you this. I went ahead and I took one of my pages, cut it down to 4 7/8 inch tall. To do that, I did cut down some of the paper at the bottom, and then I wanted to keep this part of the sentence, the new and great prince of the forest, and it fit just perfectly there. And then I have this little strip right here that I'm pausing here to show you, because I took my papers and I cut them down to 4 7/8 inch tall, and then of course they're 6 inches wide. And then I'm going to just put a line of glue right here and glue that in place. But I had all these little strips of paper left over from when I when I cut them down to 4 7/8 inch tall. And now I can just trim them like this, even with the cover, like that. Like that. And when I get to the pages, and if I want to do any trimming of paper, I can just use my corner rounder, because that'll just mimic that rounded corner that's already there. All right, so another thing I think I will add is I have this fantastic daisy trim. Okay, and I thought that would be really cute to just add right there along the edge. So you have a little bit of that brown coming out. So I'm going to prep this page to show you how I glue these in. All right, I've got glue along my torn page right there. It's sort of to the left of the tear. And then I'm going to take my patterned paper here that is 6 inches wide, because it's 6 by 6 paper, and it's cut to 4 7/8 inch tall. I'll refer to this one in a minute. And I'm just going to just touch it right there, making sure, oops, I have to remove this one, making sure that it's even with the book. You don't want it sticking up higher or lower. Okay, and then you'll notice right here there's a little gap, and we have a plan for that. Okay, and then we're going to skip ahead a few more pages right here. Now we're going to be using a book page. So for this one, I once again found a page that would work good on the front and back, and I've cut it down to 4 7/8. We got to keep this nice piece of text right here. Here's the little bunnies, so cute. Now this one, when we put it in, it's going to be quite long, because the book page is 7 1/8 by 6 7/8. And then I would recommend you cut it down to, instead of this width, you're going to cut it down to 6 inches. Okay, if that makes sense. We're just going to trim little bits off of the left and right side. So I'll do that, and then we're going to glue that page in. Let's take care of the little daisy trim. It's going to go right there. I think that's going to be really sweet. This is not only a paper glue, it's just a great craft glue, but you could also use hot glue if you'd like. And there we go. And this trim I just got on Amazon. You do generally have to buy a large amount of it though. So I'll try to find one that has just a couple yards instead of the 10 yards I bought. Or you could, join a friend and you could all split it up. Here we go. And then on this side, you guys, remember all these little pieces of text that needed to be cut off? I just took a cutting die that is a little tab or a little label, and I'm just going to, I die cut that. You can get this in a punch form too, and I'll see if the EK Success one that I like is still available on Amazon. If it's not, I'll try to find another reasonable one for you guys. I have a die cutting machine, so that's what I use, but not everybody does. And so I just die cut that book text, and we're just going to put a line of glue. And then one side is going to be upside down, and one side is going to be right side up. We're going to do the right side up text sort of facing us. And we're going to start here, oops, a little bit from the top. And I just put the shoulders kind of even with the paper. And then we're going to go to the next striped paper. And then on the pages like this, I just took one little daisy and glued that on. And here's the next one. And then that one's just going to go just a little bit lower like that. And I'll repeat those on all of them. When I come back, we're going to do the front and back cover, and then I'll give you a final flip through. Don't forget to stick around, because I'm going to tell you how I'm going to give this one away to one of my lucky subscriber friends. So don't miss that. Here's another thing you can do with the little scraps when you have text and then you have, a little character that you want to feature. Take some scrap paper and the text, and then a circle punch. And this is a 2-inch wide circle punch, and this is in my Amazon store. The reason I'm putting some scrap paper behind it is because these papers are pretty delicate, and sometimes when you punch just one layer, it can like get stuck in the punch. So I found if you just kind of make it thicker, then you have a cleaner punch. So I'm just putting it right there. There we go, nice and clean. And then I can put that right here, really sweet. And then you have something kind of on that facing page. And then let's not forget we can put a little daisy there with it. Just like that. The first thing I like to do to prep the cover, and I haven't been doing this very long actually, is sanding the surface of my cover just to give it a little tooth for the paper to stick on. I didn't used to do this. And then I had a viewer recommend doing it. And I thought, well, I've never had a cover have the paper peel off before, but not everybody is using the same materials I am, same glue, same paper, or whatever. So it is a very good idea just to go ahead and do that. And so just taking some fine grit sanding paper. Somebody asked me recently where I got this little flower sander, and I got them at a trade show like 15 years ago. They didn't even make them anymore. But recently I came across a whole bunch of them in my stash. So I'm going to put these in my shop. So Shop Lene Creates, pick yourself up one of these. They'll be very inexpensive. So I'm trying to like get rid of stuff, y'all. It's not, it's a lot. I'm a lot. Okay, so I'm just using just a moist towel just to get rid of that black ink. Okay, don't breathe that in when you're sanding it. So to go ahead and prep for the cover, I've selected what I think is going to just be a really cute one for the cover. I mean, I could use that one. That is really adorable. This one is quite large right here. So I'm not sure about that one. That one is really cute. That's also kind of small. So I think I had one that had, let's see if I can find it. I mean, that's adorable. That's the one. Okay. So this one, we're going to go ahead and cut this down and add a little bit of paper and a little daisy, and I'll be right back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I know what I'm going to do here. Okay, I've cut this down 4 7/8 inch, and then I did trim this cover piece down to about 6.5 inches wide. So let's go ahead and put some glue on here. Not too much glue in the middle because we don't want to get it kind of ripples on the paper, especially on the front cover. It eventually dries and flattens out, but you don't want that warping. All right, and then trimming a little bit. I didn't end up having to use my corner rounder on any of the pages. I just left them square. There we go. A little strip of yellow paper. This is a 1/2 inch wide. It's actually a little thicker than 1/2 inch wide. Okay. I'm going to have it extend just to the right of the black binding. I never really like to mess with the black binding much. Maybe I will in our next one. I do one of these. All right, so now we've got some daisy, and that's just going to go right there. Ooh, I have a nice big glob of glue at the end of my bottle, and I'm not hating it because it's kind of flattening out the glue. Let's see, I do need something to get rid of that with. There we go. All right, and then this is going to go right on that line. That way you still get a little bit of that yellow, which I like very much. All right, so what are we thinking? Cute with the Bambi? All right, so let's take a little flip through here as I tell you about how we do our giveaways here at Lene Creates. This is how we do our giveaways over at Lene Creates. You may have noticed a pop-up video, little pop-up that we had during the video rather, and that's how we announce our winners. So what you need to do is come back next week after commenting, and subscribing, and watch to see who the winner is in a pop-up. And my sister-in-law and editor, Carrie, she chooses the winner. I just make the stuff. Carrie handles all of that. Hi, Carrie. And she is great. So yeah, definitely come back next week. Watch to see who the winner is by the pop-up. And then there's a little instruction there about emailing us to claim your prize. So yeah, I hope you do that. Those that do not claim their giveaways, those giveaways go into our new shop Lene Creates. So if there's something that you are really loving and you're like, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it, if somebody doesn't claim it, then look in our store, and usually it takes a week or so after the video. And then if nobody claims it, well, it does take a full week. We give them a full week to claim it. And if they don't claim it, it's going in the shop. And then I always announce it on our community tab and with a little video when we have new things in our shop. So definitely check that out. And here in the little pocket, I included the little Love is a Song lyrics that were in the back of the book for the record. So that's in our little pocket. So there you go. So now you know how we do our Lene Creates giveaway. Like, comment, subscribe, watch next week's video, watch for the pop-up, follow the instructions on the pop-up to claim the giveaway within a week. And yeah, shoplenecreates.com is where we put giveaway items that haven't been claimed, but also new things that I've made that I often do reels for our social media channels. So like Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, I'll do new reels for those platforms, and then we'll take those projects and then we'll put them in the shop. And there's other things like the little sanding tools. Remember, like this one? You'll get clean ones. So definitely check out shoplenecreates.com and follow me on my other social media channels. It really helps our channel. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.